Awesome. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Colvin Kraus. I am a realtor here in Victoria. I'm also the VP of Commercial Real Estate for Royal LePage, Vancouver Island. Man, there's a lot going on. And the reason why I'm focusing here, you may have noticed this as well, depending where you are in the province, but the overwhelming consensus is that the Lower Mainland is a little bit more competitive. And as such, there's better opportunities, but still a lot of buoyancy and a lot of security in the capital, in the Victoria, in the CRD area. So that's what I'm going to be going over quickly with you. Next slide. These are some stats directly pulled. We're outpacing last year so far in October by 70%. Whew! Yeah, I remember when COVID first came out and it was just, heck, even earlier today talking with investors and I don't know, COVID's going to crash the market, it's coming any minute now. And April was, it was a pretty quiet month. There wasn't even people on the roads. It was quite something. Everyone was just lounging around in their pajamas waiting for the end of the world. But May hit and bang, we've been setting records every month ever since. So ton of demand, ton of activity going on here. Steve Jobs. Who here believes that Steve Jobs was a business genius or did a very, very good job in what he says we should pay attention to? I do. So he quoted another really successful person, Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky said, "I skate where the puck is going to be, not where it has been." Right? And so this speaks to this whole idea of if you can step back and see where things are going and position yourself strategically in front of it, you stand to do well. And that works in sports, that works in real estate investing, it works in stocks, it works in lots of different areas in your life. So where are things going right now in the CRD? They're going to the West Shore, Langford and Colwood. For those of you who have seen me, man, I live in Langford. It's awesome. It's well known for being the fastest growing municipality in BC for 6 years running. We've had the same mayor for 23 years. Extremely, extremely development friendly, attracting business. He even threw a pitch in for Amazon headquarters too. We obviously didn't get it. But he's super aggressive, bringing a ton of jobs. We're even getting some of the government offices moving from downtown Victoria out to the West Shore because this is where people want to live. You get a bigger, newer, nicer home than in downtown Victoria. So finish this with me. People go where the jobs go. Okay, so West Shore and Langford. Langford announced a variety of projects, including a soon-to-come oceanfront eco outpost project in partnership with Rowing BC. They announced a Boxing BC training facility, Boulder House climbing gym, Maritime Museum, Pacific Maritime Center, and a Langford Performing Arts Center. Holy smokes, that's a lot of amenities that they're bringing in. We also have Pacific Football Club. We've also got Rugby Canada, Golf Canada, etc. They are after bringing things to Langford. Langford is also doing close to 50% of all the housing starts in the CRD, but currently we only have 12.6% of the population. So people that are moving here, guess where they're going to come? Where they can get a house and where the jobs are. They're coming to Langford or Colwood, which is right next door. And Colwood just went through a mayoral change because they're hey, Langford's doing so great. We should do something too. So what is their mayor saying now? We're going to be employing thousands, and I mean that literally, thousands of construction workers in the next 5 years. And I'll get into that a little bit in the next slides, why that is, why that's coming, and he's absolutely right. So another Steve Jobs quote, "It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so that they can tell us what to do." And I want you to think about being a part of a webinar like this. We are experts in our own field, right? I've been through a lot and learned a lot to be in the position I'm in. Rick went through a ton to be a lawyer specializing in what he does. When you work with us, we will share what we know with you. You don't have to become what we do. But I also want you to think about this moving forward in my slide deck. So what are the smart people saying? So who here has heard of Centurion Asset Management, Inc.? They are a REIT. And so Centurion has purchased over 100 million in acquisitions in the CRD in Langford in the past 2 years. So they hire a bunch of really, really smart people to help them do due diligence. Hey, where should we spend our money and the money of the stockholders that are giving it to us? Okay, Skyline, this is another one. They've spent over 80 million in acquisitions in Langford over the past 2 years. Smart money is placing their bet on Langford. Seacliff Properties out of Calgary, they just bought over 50 acres for residential and mixed-use development, including the Museum and Performing Arts Center. They also acquired, get this, 130 acres of oceanfront in Colwood for development, which is currently under rezoning. They're going to blow that into like a city. That's the goal. Langford and Colwood want to be the hub of Victoria, and they're going to take it from them because they are so development and business friendly. D&D is moving some of their operations out there. That's Department of National Defense. Royal BC Museum is moving some of its work out to Colwood now. There's just so much coming out here. This is a rendering of the Arts Center and Maritime Museum going up in Langford. It's an $85 million project. That's a lot of jobs. That's a lot of money coming into the local market. Beatty out of Burnaby just bought 13 acres in Langford. It was listed at 17.5. Hasn't officially closed yet, so we don't know the final sale price, but that's for light industrial development. So that's likely going to be warehouses, things to provide services to these construction companies as they come in. Because of COVID, online shopping, fulfillment, you're likely going to see some of that going on in there too. Omicron and Lotus Capital Group, two other really big names. They're developing a parcel. I can't quite remember the acres, but it's probably around 10. And they're building a $26 million warehouse for C-SPAN shipyards. This isn't even on the ocean, but the shipyards need the space. And where is willing to host them and build the space for them? The West Shore. Come on, business is open. Let's go. And of course, 50% of all CRD housing starts. Home builders count too, right? Like they may not be the size of the REIT, but you know, they're doing several $1 million a year and they could be building houses all over the island, but they choose to build them here because this is where the demand is. This is where people want to go. In a previous presentation, if you weren't part of it, I broke down the stats of how many people are moving here just out of the baby boomer generation. And like the numbers are mind blowing and COVID has expedited this. So, you know, from Vancouver, Sunshine Coast, Toronto, none of it, wherever they're like, hey, I wanted to retire to Victoria in like 5 or 10 years, but COVID hit. And I'm like, well, what the heck? Like, I'll just do it now. I've had so many clients like that and had people buy my listings that are coming out for that reason too. So knowing that I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been, and knowing that it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do, and rather we should hire smart people so they can tell us what to do, I just want to show you just two, I mean there's lots, but I want to show you just two opportunities that are out there right now. So right now, there's a duplex for sale in Sydney, and it's not the West Shore, but it's a very quaint boutique oceanfront community, extremely desirable area. So it's a duplex. They've added an additional unit. Two of them are rented. The large 4-bedroom unit is vacant. How hard is it to find a 4-bedroom rental? Extremely hard. So what happens to the rents? They go up, but they've left it vacant for sale. So projected rent after the 4-bed is leased is $5,900. The asking price is $900. Your total cost to close after down payment, all your closing costs, roughly $198,500. But your ARV, honestly, guys, looking for duplexes that have mild updates in Sydney, like you're looking at 1.1, 1.2, and you're probably not spending more than $50,000 because it appears to be all cosmetic. So your cash flow based on everything, contingency funds, vacancy, property management, you're walking away with about $1,786 a month. Your ROI for year 1 is projected to be 28.3. This is the power of real estate. Or you can buy in the path of development. So right now in Langford, this is like 3 minutes away from my house. There's this massive new development that Crombie did, which is a huge a huge REIT from across Canada. They partnered with Ledcor and they built Belmont Market, which is that thing up in the top left-hand corner there. So that's all done now. That's a rendering, but it is all done. I promise you. I shop there all the time. Restaurants, grocery store, condos. The 2-bedroom condos are getting $2,500 a month in rent. I know because clients of mine bought there because they listen to me. And then just across the street from that is that apartment building, that small apartment building. It's listed for sale for $4.7 million on a 7,800 square foot lot. Down in the left-hand corner, that is live. That is on the market right now for $812,000. It's another 7,800 square foot lot. It rents for $3,450 a month. Its cash flow isn't as high, $362 a month after your contingencies. Year one ROI 34.7 because of appreciation. And it's second from the corner. And so Langford City Hall, they don't like to orphan lots. That means they don't like developers building around a lot and then it's just stuck as a house for all eternity. They want to be efficient. So given its location, it is likely not to be orphaned. What does that mean to you? Developer comes, wants to buy a few of the blocks and build a much larger development. Langford's going to tell them to buy yours. If they want to do it, they have to buy yours. So you're literally just sitting and waiting to do it yourself or to be bought out. So it's just a snapshot of some of the opportunities. There's an opportunity right now for 90 million and there's some for as low as 200,000. So whatever your needs and goals are, we can find it here on Southern Vancouver Island. Thanks so much for having me, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. That's my direct line and that's my email. Thanks so much.